Hey guys, Alaman here for another deck profile, and as you can see from the thumbnail that we have, we are looking at Rapid Vaccine or Rapidmon Vaccine. Basically, it's a mix between the yellow vaccine deck that was like mainly Patamon, Seraphi, Angemon deck, mixed with Rapidmon. Though we don't really run any of the Angemons or the Seraphi. Well, we run Shadow Seraphi, but that's different. The main goal is to actually just use Patamon to evolve into Rapid that's in your security. And you run like a bunch of TKs, you run a bunch of option cards, you run like some new Rapid stuff. Like this is technically, as you can see from the thumbnail, it is a prototype version because we are, as of this recording, I just got my hands on the new advanced deck. So we don't have anything from BT16, so we can't just like go into Rapid X. So we can't really do that at the moment, but we can still do a lot of really cool things with the cards that we have at our disposal, which is really cool. You can basically do, as I said, a prototype version of the deck that basically does almost about the same thing, but it has like other tools that it has to use for the time being, which is actually kind of cool because then it makes it a little bit more like less linear because then you have like different options that you can go into. But yeah, let's actually get into the deck so I can show you what I'm talking about. So for eggs, of course, we are running the 4 Tokomon from BT14. This one is basically the best egg for this deck specifically because of the fact that you continuously put cards into your security thanks to either TK or by recovery options by your level 5s. So you basically like want to see like this is your main egg. It would be cool to run one more, maybe the Kiaromon from BT13, but I would just mainly focus on this one because it basically gets you that extra draw every single time, so it's pretty solid. But yeah, that's the eggs. For level 3s, we only run 10 in total. I am proxying right now using these other Patamons, but you do run 4 of the BT14 Patamon because this thing is really broken, honestly. The fact that you could just hatch, push up, and then evolve for free from basically into a card that's in your security, and you get to basically place another yellow card in there just in case, which is pretty solid. It's insanely great. Like, and the fact is, whenever you add a card to security after the effect of the evolution, you get to gain a memory. So I believe with how timing works with this Patamon, you should be able to get that extra memory. So instead of like paying 4 for an evolution, you're paying 3 basically. So you gotta run at least 4 copies. Once I get my other 2 copies, I will be taking out these proxies for now. But for now, we are using these as a replacement, or just to as its placeholder. Then we run 3 Kudamon. Kudamon's actually really cool. His inherent is kind of strange. It's like when attacking once per turn, if there's 6 or fewer cards, one of your opponents gets minus 2,000 for the turn. So potentially you can actually boost over certain things with it. But the main thing you're going to be using it for is its main effect. It's on play where you can reveal the top 3, add 1 yellow Digimon card with Vaccine and 1 yellow Tamer among them to your hands. You get 2 cards out of that draw, and you run about 6 yellow tamers and like 4 green tamers in this, so you're guaranteed to get what you need with this, so it's pretty good. Then we run 3 Pillowmons because as of right now, we still have a lot of decks that do like to play stuff out by effects. So this basically hard stops them, which is really nice. So you have to run at least 3. In total, we're running 10. It's not too bad. You do see these actually quite often. I did have one test match where I just didn't see them for a while, but eventually through searching and like other means like TK grabbing from security, I managed to get one and just kind of go off from there. So it was pretty good. For level 4s, we obviously run the new Rapidmon. If I can get 2 more copies of this, I will be taking out most likely either some of the options or something else. I'm not sure yet, but as of now, I only have 2 copies, so I can only run 2 copies. But if I had 2 more, I would run the max of 4 and then 4 of the old one from BT8 because they're both really powerful and can like do a lot of things. Obviously, as you can see, we're not running any Terriermons, so we're gonna have to pay the absolute like full cost of 4. But at the same time, if you do it with Patamon, you basically make it 3 or 3 memory specifically, not free. But yeah, if I had two more, I would honestly run two more of this one because it's so good. Like the fact that it can just minus 4,000 on a Digimon, on all your opponent's Digimon and their security Digimon is pretty broken. But that's only when it's suspended. But the cool thing is that in this build, you do run a lot of level 5 ace cards. So you will be either evolving into those, or you'll be evolving into a Rapidmon that basically has its own protection anyway and can only die by, like, I think, battle, being placed into security, and DP reduction. So everything else, it doesn't care because it can just survive it, which is really cool. Yeah, that's basically all the level 4s we run. We only run the rapids for level 4. So level 5s, we run 4 Magnamon Aces. I have 2 of the normal ones and then 1 of each of the alt arts. This card is really busted because if you leave this out and they try to swing into it, you just basically make it bigger, and then you have Magnamon healing at the same time and minusing DP on the guy that's trying to swing in. So they basically, the guy dies regardless, because if they're within like the 15,000 range, you can actually decrease them enough with these cards in total to just kind of make it so they can't swing over it, which is really cool. Then for then the other ace we run is one Angelwoman ace. This one's really cool. I like that it can minus 6,000 on anything when you blast evolve, or just on play. And also the fact is that when you remove a card from your security and you have a 3 or fewer, you get to just heal. So you basically go, oh, I trashed my 4th card. Okay, I get back another 4th card. So pretty solid. Then the last level 4 we run is, of course, the new Rapidmon from the new Advanced Starter Deck. This guy is really cool. For those that don't know what this card does, on play or when Digivolving, it de-Digivolves by default. No requirement needed. It just de-Digivolves from either whatever you do with it, basically. One of your opponents, yeah, and then if you have a green tamer until the end of your opponent's turn, your opponent's effects can't delete this guy or return it to the hand or deck. And that basically sets it up for the Mega Gargo Ace, which is really strong. It can basically stop your opponent from evolving or attacking, basically, which is really powerful. Then this one also gives it the inherit of all turns when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon, trash the top card of their stack. So you basically get to, like, punish them for trying to swing in. Also, the fact is that it can Digivolve on top of the Rapidmon here. It specifically says that it can Digivolve on top of anything with Gargo or Rapid for a cost of 3. So this card is really good, especially with how this deck works. You can just, if you have enough memory, you basically just go, okay, I'll evolve into this. Okay, then evolve into this Rapidmon, and if you have the Green Tamer, it's basically immune. And then if they try to attack you, you just blast evolve and stop them from basically doing anything, which is really cool. That's all the level 5s. For level 6s, we run very specific. We run 3 of them specifically. First off, we run 2 Shadow Seraphi because he de-Digivolves, and this deck does like to DP and de-Digivolve. And of course, when he dies, you get to recovery +1 and do minus 4,000 for every security. So if you have already 4, that's already 16,000 minus. If you have 5, 20,000, man, they're dead. It's very hard to actually not die from that unless you boosted your guy high enough. And the only deck I know that can go beyond 20,000 is War Greymon. So unless you're playing against that, they're basically dead no matter what. Then we run 2 Venusmons because this, of course, helps us stall. And if they ever get any security bonuses or security minuses, they basically can't swing into this thing, which is really cool. Then we run, of course, the 2 Mega Gargo Aces that I mentioned. This guy is honestly really broken, and honestly, like, I'm wondering why not more people, or people just don't play more of this, because it's really strong. Like, in a green or black deck, this is actually pretty broken, especially if you can set up a level 5 that can't die. So, of course, it can blast evolve, but it has blocker and reboot. Then when Digivolving, you suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon or their Tamers, and then 2 of their Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend or Digivolve until the end of their turn. So basically, you stop them from continuing their combo, and then of course, when Digivolving and end of attack once per turn, you may unsuspend this Digimon. So you basically go, okay, this rapid is suspended. Okay, so then you go, okay, I unsuspend, and now it's a blocker, so I can block it, and your guy dies, and then you get to trash one of their security. So it's really crucial that you do that, because that way you can prevent them from hitting your security, and then you can continuously heal using your level 5s or with Shadow Seraphi, grabbing him back somehow in some capacity. So yeah, that's basically all the Digimon for the deck. The rest of the deck, we are running just mainly options and tamers. The first option we run is Emissary of Hope because this card is basically the most broken option card for basically Yellow Vaccine because it allows us to search our security stack, and then one of our Digimon may Digivolve into a level 6 or lower without paying its cost. So you could just push up a Kudamon and evolve it into a Venus or Shadow Seraphi, which is insane. And then to make it even worse for them or your opponent, basically, you get to heal again afterwards, which is really cool. Its security effect is also really good because it lets you play a Patamon from hand or trash. So you could play back the Patamon that dies from underneath the Rapidmon and then do the Rapidmon combo again next turn, which is really cool. Yeah, so you run 3 of these. Then we run 3 physical trainings. I know that some of the cards in this deck are green, especially or green black, specifically Mega Gargo. These are the only 2 cards in the deck that you basically cannot search because everything else in the deck has yellow in some capacity, which is really nice. So you can add. Basically, you're just missing out on 6 cards out of 50, but that's fine. You also, you can basically reduce the cost of the Rapid too, which is really nice. So you run 3 of these at least. Then we run 3 Heaven's Judgment because a lot of our cards, especially the level 4s and some of our level 5s and 6s, they are dual color. So we get to do a minus 6,000 and then another minus 12,000. So we get to do the minus 18 with this if you have a Rapid or a Mega Gargo or Rapid out. So pretty solid. So you have to run at least 3 of these. That's basically all the options we run. We run exactly 9, but these guys are enough that you can actually see them consistently, especially the physical training. Almost every test match, I managed to get one of these and then just keep searching and evolving and then just basically continuing my combo continuously. For Tamers, we run, of course, 4 of the TKs from BT14 because A, it lets us grab a card from security for free, and it lets us place a card back in there to set up for the Patamon to evolve into the Rapid. So if you have a Rapid in hand and you have a Pata already in raising, you just... Oh, sorry about that, I dropped my cards. But yeah, no, so basically TK allows you to basically grab a card and then set up for the Patamon, which is really solid. I really like how that works with TK, and also the fact is that whenever you add a card for like healing or anything, you get to basically suspend this and gain a memory. And if you have multiple, they do stack. So if you heal something, you basically gain 4 memory. So basically the Magna Ace becomes free when you have all 4 of these out, which is really cool. And yeah, then we run 2 of the old TKs because this lets us grab our security and heal. And then if you have both of these together on the board, you basically make this a 3-cost tamer, which is really solid. But yeah, then we run 2. They got mixed up a bit. 2 Willis. Willis is kind of like a weird thing to put in the deck, but it's mainly because we are still using the Rapidmon, the dual color green-black one. But this basically allows us to make the evolution cost 1 less. And of course, on play, you can just hatch an egg. So if they hit it and you already have a guy out, but you don't have a guy in an egg hatched, you can just do it. So it's pretty cool. Mainly it's just for that and the reduction, but sometimes it does come in clutch because you can actually not pass turn thanks to him. So yeah. And then we run 2 Henry Wongs because Henry is really good because he is a memory tamer, and also the fact is that when one of your Digimon with Gargo or Rapid attacks, you can just suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. So in conjunction with this one, you can basically reduce their guy down by 4,000, then use this to suspend it and then swing over their guy killing it, especially if they're low enough. So that's actually pretty strong. And I do like having an extra memory setting tamer because sometimes you don't see this TK, so then instead you see this one and you're solid. Aside from that, that's basically the deck. I just wanted to show off this weird prototype build I managed to build like basically on the fly within an hour. This deck is actually really cool because I've been seeing that once we get Rapid X, we just basically replace all of this with Rapid X and Venus. But I wanted to kind of try it out before that, so this is what I got essentially from testing. It's honestly really solid. If I were, as I mentioned before, if I were to add 2 more of this, I would honestly reduce down the Rapidmon by 1 and then maybe take out one of the TKs. So then you'd have like, so basically you would take out these 2 to fit in 2 more Rapidmons. Because then you still have 3 of these and you still have enough Rapidmons to still go into. But yeah, that's basically how I would do it if I had 2 more Rapidmons. Aside from that, as I mentioned before, this is usually a kind of blueprint template for you guys to go off of if you want to try out this deck, because trying it out, it was honestly pretty fun, and it's a really cool control deck, especially since it abuses the yellow vaccine cards that just basically break a lot of mechanics. And yeah, as usual, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys next time.